that the Angela who did this album is an Angela in a new stage of her life with new challenges. I'm still very young, so I'm still figuring out who I am, who I want to be. And I feel like this album isn't so much for me. I think it's for all the other women that I've met along the way who haven't had that voice to be able to, or who haven't had that privilege that I have, because I know I'm very privileged to be able to sing what I want, dress how I want, and express myself the way that I want. I think that this goes out to, you know, all those women that have a dream and that have a voice. I feel like this album, if the name would have changed, it would be like Resilience. This is that album, and I hope that for future generations, it might have impacted in some way of nobody letting que nunca apaguen tu voz.
I love that. And
very scary. You know, I'm 21. This is the first production that I do by myself, and the only thing that I can say to you is I feel so much love and support from my team, from my family, that if I wasn't able to have that, I don't think I was able to finish the album, you know. I think this album was completed because of the immense support that I've had. And I'm going to be super honest with you, I was very insecure about doing this, and I was very insecure about, you know, choosing my own songs and, you know, figuring out how I wanted the arrangements to be, how I wanted the album cover, you know, going through with my ideas. It was very difficult for me because I really never saw that in any woman near me. And specifically with me, it was like my dad used to take care of everything. And he was really, really focused on doing his new album. And he was like, Mijita, if I can help you with anything, I will, but you have to try to do it on your own, you know? So for me, that was very important. I think it was kind of like when you're a little kid and your parents want to teach you how to swim, so they just throw you in the pool. I think my dad threw me into the pool.
Yeah.
As you said, like, I'm living a very beautiful part of my life right now, and I'm very, very grateful and blessed and thankful for everything that I'm receiving. But I also feel that music is a form of expression, but I don't use it as a way to send a message or any of that type of thing. I think music for me is just the way that I can express feelings, even some of the feelings that are not even my own. So for example, in this album, like, it was really important to me to have this song be like, there's this one song that's like an anthem for women coming out of a heartbreak, right? And for me, it was very important to empower women through my songs. And you know, it doesn't really have anything to do with what my life is right now, but I can still feel that. And my grandma always said that every song is like a movie, and you have to be the actress of it. You have to have people, you have to convince them. I started so young that I grew up in the public eye, so they saw me, you know, when I was 8 years old and released my first album. But then when I was 12, and, you know, your body changes and you look weird and your nose is big one day and then your ears are weird, and then you keep growing, and then at 15 at the Grammys, and then, you know, it's been a process, and I think people have really seen that. But again, I feel like with so many changes in my life, there had to be something, you know, it's all expansion and contraction. So I feel like this time is me. I had to take a moment. I contracted 1.5 years. I was working on this, and then I am who I am now, and I feel very proud of it. And in that album cover, you can see kind of like my tattoos, but you can also see different tattoos that I don't have. And I think that it's like nobody knows what cross you carry, and you hold it on your back. And I think that that's a good representation of what's going on with me, is that, like, I might not express it, but everything that happens, it's like a tattoo that's marked on my body, and that at the end of the day, it's going to give me thicker skin, but it's still something that hurts, you know, growing hurts.
Yeah.
No puedo evitar, cierro los ojos y ahí está. Pero mira, ya ves que no es mentira, hacer las cosas bien era lo único que pedía. Tus labios decían te amo, pero te faltó demostrar que tú te morías con